See the latest Nintendo newsletter?
Whoa, nice graphics. I'd like to get my hands on that game.
You mean you haven't played it yet? We can play it on my Nintendo Entertainment System.
Grab your best pair of leg warmers, put Toto on the record player, because this is going to be the most totally tubular review you'll ever see. Hello everybody, it's your residential brickologist Lego Lee here, back Lego Super Mario set review. Today we have the biggest Lego Nintendo set for 2020. This is the 18 plus set number 71374. This is the Nintendo Entertainment System. This set here retails for a whopping $230. It has 2,646 pieces, and here is a front look at your beautiful box with a fantastic image of the set itself. Spinning the box around to the back here shows off some additional images of the set itself and some of its functionality. This set includes two very thick instruction manuals. The first one here is to build the NES console itself, and it gives some details about the actual console and then some parts about the design process of this set itself. And this manual has 210 pages of building. The second manual here has some details about some video games for the original NES, and then also talks about the interactivity with the Lego Mario figure. And this one's even longer with 242 pages of building. Over 2,600 pieces later, the Lego NES is finally complete. Included with this set, you get the NES console itself, a controller, and a game cartridge, and additionally you get an 80s style TV. Let's jump in and look at all of these magnificent builds.
When you get hold of the Nintendo Entertainment System, when you master Rob the video robot, and meet the challenge of Gyromite.
The year is 1983, otherwise known as the year of the death of the video game, until Nintendo makes a bold move. They release the Nintendo Entertainment System in Japan, and it makes its way over to the United States in 1985. It's a smash hit. It sells over 60 million different consoles worldwide and is one of the best-selling video game systems ever made. And Lego has recreated it here in 2020, and this is their version of the system. Nintendo Entertainment System is seen right here with some fantastic looking printed pieces, and speaking of prints, pretty much every detail you see in this set is going to be a print unless I specify otherwise, which is just fantastic to see. Right underneath that there you do have the power and reset buttons, also print. Unfortunately you can't actually push the buttons in or anything, and this doesn't light up. It's all for show, but it looks really good. Moving along the console here, the details over here look great. I love these 1 and 2 prints, and that is where you can actually attach the brick-built controller. The NES controller is iconically rectangular, so it translates into Lego form very well, and they did a fantastic job with this design here. All of these details are prints. They look absolutely fabulous. I love the look of all the buttons. Again, you can't push in anything, but you can actually rotate these just a little bit, but not too much. It's all for display, and it kind of looks a little bit ugly from the back, but from the front, I think it makes for a fantastic display model. And you also have a cord here with a very long Lego tube piece. A very simple but effective design, and this piece can actually hook into one of the slots right there, which is an accurate detail and really fun to play with. I love that inclusion with this set. The rest of the details for the NES console here are fairly minimal, but Lego did a great job with some interesting building techniques to get this texture up top here. That is a very good design. I do love the audio and video cord slots right there on the back. Those look really good. As we move towards the back, you can see some more additional detail for other cords and various things, but for the most part it's pretty gray, which is very accurate to the original model of the NES from the 1980s. But before we get to the main function of this console, Lego was actually able to sneak in one little hidden Easter egg with this design that you'd have absolutely no idea was there unless you built this set. I didn't know until I built this set. You can actually take off this piece right here, and they have a micro scale representation of the end of World 1-2 from the original Super Mario game. It's a very simple design, but makes great use of colors, and it looks really good. I love that little inclusion. But finally, this Lego representation of a video game console has the ability to put a video game cartridge also built out of Lego inside. Here is the brick-built cartridge of the original Super Mario Bros. Video game. These two parts here are stickers, which is kind of annoying, but also somewhat of a reference to the original cartridges, which actually had stickers for this detail on there as well. Besides that, an extremely simple design, but I do like the added touch of it being slightly green on the inside there to kind of show off some of the motherboard on the inside of this cartridge. The feature here is pretty much exactly what you'd expect, but it's even better than you might even think it would be. You can simply, with this little lip here, open up this piece right here, and it's very simple looking, but you can actually slide in the cartridge right here and then push it down. It actually locks into place like the console did itself back in the day. That is a fantastic detail, and also by pushing on it like this, it pops out of place and you can remove the cartridge as well. That is such a beautiful mechanism. And finally, you can actually remove the top here to kind of see how this mechanism works. Simply you slide in the cartridge right here. It has these wheel pieces right here that kind of keep it in place, and there's a lot of mechanism going on inside here. It's a little bit hard to see, but we take this off, you can see a spring right here. When you push this down, that piece kind of slides in place and locks it there. It's a fantastic mechanism, one of my favorite parts of this build.
Double Dragon 3 or Super Mario Bros. 3. You can go to any level, live forever, jump higher, make your own effects, and get radical firepower.
But what would a video game console be without a TV to play on? LEGO has recreated an old 80s style boxy TV here with a very funny name of Low Tech, and they have done a fabulous job with this design. Again, similar to the NES, the source material LEGO is basing this design on is very boxy in real life, so it translates to LEGO form really well, and they have some awesome details from the front right here. This side of the TV here makes great use of these pieces inverted to be the speaker. A very tedious build, but it looks really good. But as we move towards this side, you can see some fantastic details for all the controls of this TV. Fantastic part usages are used here to make some really good looking displays for these various controls, and right here you do have the channel dial, which is a really nice piece and actually has a very subtle but effective play feature. By twisting this, you can kind of hear the noise. It makes a ratcheting noise on the inside, which is very simple, but a really cute little touch that I'm glad LEGO added to this set. Now we can flip this TV around. We'll talk about what that crank does here in just a minute. You can see the back here, even more of the iconic shapes of this kind of TV comes into play, and I think LEGO did a fantastic job here. The side profile especially, I think, is one of the better looks in this entire set, and the one other sticker included with this set here is seen on the back of the TV that gives you, kind of that little warning that all TVs have right here. It says Low Tech Color TV Receiver with a bunch of other technical gibberish on the back there. A very nice and effective sticker. The rest of the back here has good texture for various vents. There's some power cords in places for things to be received on the back here, including a nice barrel piece being used here, and you also have the ports for the audio and video cables, which is a great little touch. Finally, the back of the TV here has a small little detail you young'uns aren't even going to understand, and that is an antenna. The antenna here can be adjusted up and down like so. You can actually even clip it into the back of the TV here if you wish. That is a fantastic detail. But before we talk about the main function of this TV, I want to address one sour note about this design. This TV is not technically attached to the legs of the TV, and a lot of times, especially when you're moving it around, it tends to fall off and these legs like to break. I wish this was a little bit more stable. I do like this as a snotted design and it looks good, but it's not stable, which I don't love. But of course, I saved the best detail of this TV for last. This TV comes in a set with an NES console, for Pete's sake. You want to see the ability to quote-unquote play the video game, and I talked about that crank here. Simply by turning this crank clockwise, just watch what happens to Mario on this screen. He slowly works his way through the first level of the original Super Mario game. This is incredible. This feature here is one of the most insane things I've ever seen LEGO do in a set. Mario here is recreated with a brand new specialized piece just for Mario himself, and the rest of the details here are accomplished kind of similar to the original Minecraft sets back in the early 2010s with very small printed pieces like the Goomba here on a pizza slice. The star right there is on a 1x1 tile. You can see a coin here on a 1x1 printed circular tile. Lots of cool little details like that, and as I'll crank it slowly, you can see all the various details including shells, more Goombas, question mark blocks, and mushrooms. There is so much to see here, and it's really great. However, unfortunately, you can see there are so many tiles, especially down here, and building this was ridiculously repetitive, and it's very, very hard to get them lined up correctly, and I tried the best I could, but it still doesn't look perfect, which definitely irks me. There's one more little detail we need to talk about with this TV right here. If you have the LEGO Mario Starter Course Starter Pack with the LEGO Mario figure that looks really creepy turned off, but turning him on, You can now activate an additional play feature with this set. By taking off the top piece right here, there's actually a code that LEGO Mario can scan, and listen to what happens when that starts. You slide him into place right here and then crank it and just listen. When you take him off, it also kind of finishes up the level for you and gives you that Mario ending level music, which is just such an absolute joy. I love this. The way this functions is after LEGO Mario scans on this code right here, you can see these colors coming along the track of the course right here, and LEGO Mario knows each color individually, and for each color it's a different item on the course, so he makes the appropriate sound within the game. This is such an absolutely brilliant mechanism that I adore.
And you can play them only on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
If you're a LEGO fan, if you're a video game fan, if you're a Nintendo fan, or if you're just a fan of 80s nostalgia and fun old technology like this set is made for you. Luckily for me, I check off all of those boxes. This is right up my alley, and I think LEGO did a spectacular job designing pretty much every component of this set. My biggest flaw though with this set is something I haven't even mentioned in this review yet. That is, there is no way to actually connect this to this. There's no cable between the two, which just makes the display look a little bit awkward to me, especially when there is a cord for the controller, but no cord to connect the system to the TV. It kind of hurts some of the suspension of realism in this set, so that is definitely a complaint I have with this set. Also, I don't love the price of this set. $230 is so much money, and yes, 2,646 pieces is a great price per piece, but the majority of the pieces in this set are small. Lots of 1x1 pieces here. I don't think the two size of these items here make $230 worth of LEGO sets, so I'm not crazy about the price here. So considering those factors, with the few small flaws I point out throughout this review, this is definitely not a perfect set, but this set just represents the beginning of hopefully a beautiful partnership between LEGO and Nintendo. It's a faithful recreation of just an iconic theme from pop culture and video game history. I love pretty much everything about this set, and I'm so thrilled to have this set in my collection, and the features here are some of the greatest feats of LEGO engineering I have ever seen. Some great functionality with this set as well. This is a beautiful looking collector's piece, so all of those reasons are going to give me this set here a rating of a 9 out of 10. Those are just my thoughts though. I'd love to hear yours in the comment section down below. Also guys, while you're at it, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and if you really love my content, maybe consider becoming a Patreon supporter. All of those links will be on my YouTube page and Instagram and whatnot. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time LEGO Super Mario set reviews, but I'll let Mario send this review off for you guys today.